everyone, and welcome back to my channel and to day 20 of Inktober, and this is our final day for that galaxy theme, and I'm so excited because I actually really love this piece. However, I will say this now because I'm so mad at myself, but I completely missed getting the recording of me inking her hair, and it was like one of my favorite parts that I inked, simply because it was just really fun to get the like super flow of it all. And when I realized that I missed inking her hair, I was super mad at myself. I was like, dag nabbit. I can't believe I just did that. So full disclosure, ahead of time, it will have a cut where all of a sudden, like, she doesn't have black hair to all of a sudden she has black hair. And I wanted to keep this one a bit more subtle and simple and do the full body because I didn't do any full bodies for this one. And I had kind of a thought originally of doing a full negative where instead of her hair being all black, I would do her in like an all black with like white highlights and everything, and then having her hair be like that pastel galaxy. But I felt like doing the hair the way that I did really got you to see the detail in the face and everything like that, and still give the really nice effect that I was looking for. I just feel like it would have been pretty cool to kind of have like maybe like a fiery galaxy or something along those lines with the black silhouette in front, or even the pastel with the black silhouette in front. And that's kind of where my head was at with the other design. But I am actually really happy that I went this way because I kind of fell in love with the design of this piece and how it turned out, and I ended up kind of changing the flow of her hair as I went. And that's something where, like I said, like I'm so bummed that I missed inking her hair on camera. Like, I paused the camera so that I could pour the ink into my palette, and then didn't even realize that I didn't unpause my camera until I had like inked almost the entirety of her hair. And I was like, oh my heart, I'm so sorry. But it happens. There's nothing I can do, obviously, unless I start it over. But it happens. What can we do, right? All the same, I tried to get everything else involved. It's just that because such a big part of her is the hair, it was one of those where I was like, dang it, man. But I did end up doing all of the line work today with the Pigment Micron because of it being a full body pinup. Of course, there's a lot of fine lines, a lot of fine details, and I do end up keeping the galaxy like colors in her outfit, which I think was fun, even though her outfit is literally a open back one piece, so you can't even see most of it. You just see the part that's covering her booty and her socks. So whatever, I think it came out awesome and fun and fantastic, and I really loved the way that this one turned out. And I loved doing kind of the real dark, just pitch black hair with not really any detail because I wanted it to be the galaxy, or like the main portion of galaxy. So it was kind of like, again, going back to similar to what I had said about the other piece that I did, where it's more so like the void of space with all the stars, and then her like the blue and pink galaxy being more of like a nebula. And I had a lot of like, I love the way that this one turned out, and I think that this one is definitely one of the, and I say it all the time, but I think this one hands down is my favorite from the galaxy set. I think that just the way that the silhouette came out, the flow of her hair came out, everything kind of just brought it all together. Even the way that I kind of just subtly shadowed, because I didn't want to do anything too heavy. I didn't want to add too much. I just kind of wanted to have fun and see the way that it came together. And I did actually add a tint of gold gel pen as her like tattooing marks, and it was one of those things where I wanted to add a little something different in there that I didn't have throughout this last week. And I think it really kind of made the piece come together as a whole. Part of me thought about making it black instead of gold, but I feel like the gold was a nice offset to the deep seed of her hair color and everything, so it contrasted really nicely and it came together really nicely. And I dotted a lot. But the one thing I will say is that this is the Sakura Jelly Roll pens, the white ink Jelly Roll pens, and I absolutely do love these, especially when you're laying them on top of ink. Now, the difference between laying them on top of ink comparatively to watercolor is that they will definitely be more opaque, and a reason for that, if you guys haven't really experimented with India inks or anything like that, is India inks leave more of a surface for the white ink to sit upon. So the more you kind of use India inks, and I don't know if you guys have kind of seen it from any of the light that hits some of my pieces, but on the real pigmented India inks, especially when you're doing like the solid black hair, it'll leave kind of a glossy surface to where the ink sets, and that is essentially something where the pigment is absorbed into the paper and there's not really anything to penetrate that. It's almost like when you lay acrylics and it's kind of got like the plasticky feel to it. Similar in that sense. Obviously I'm not an expert, so I can't explain it fully, but the white jelly pen lays perfectly on top of the India inks, especially the heavily pigmented, not much watered down India inks. And that's really, you can see a lot of that difference in even looking at her outfit and how I laid and dotted some stars. And it's a lot more translucent than it was with the bleed proof ink that I would use in previous videos. And that's because the bleed proof it's more of a heavy and opaque white ink, where the Jelly Roll is a lighter transparent ink, and unless you have something to really hold the ink on top of the surface in a way, it can very easily just kind of flow into the paper a bit more. So that's just a little bit of my personal experience and work that I've done with those. But yeah, I mean, I think this piece came out really nicely. There was a little bit of frustration, like I said, with missing out on recording all the inking I did of her hair, especially with how much there is and how much I purposely put in, and then realizing I missed it. But I think overall, she came out really nicely, and I had so much fun doing this one because it was different than what I've been doing this last week. And for next week's theme, I totally plan, actually from tomorrow to Halloween, it's going to be Halloween themed. Zombies, witches, all the above. It's going to be fun. Maybe even some more galaxy pieces. Who knows? But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like the way that she came out. You guys are amazing and fantastic, and I appreciate you guys so much. As always, take it easy, and I will see you guys in the next video. And if you like this video, feel free to leave a like. And if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching.